in their group as well. But for right now, we have Knights versus Chariot and another date on Ascent between these two teams here at the cookout. Some gelato and some vino there, so, you know, all the good stuff, Nate.
Everything you need. Yes.
There's even a butcher shop.
Make a nice, fancy meal, a perfect spot to sit. Everything. It's perfect. That being said, it's going to be a fast play from the Knights towards A. Maybe. Oh my goodness. A nice combination of utility from Reptar and the Astra. The suck combined with the hot hands yield an early kill before contact is even taken towards A. That being said, the take will still come through. They run through. Silence 2. Exalt the 3rd. It was a nice start, but things swiftly unravel here for Team Chariot. Core on 21 HP. With only Eris by his side.
Yeah, the Chariot hit a rock right there, and that cart has been flipped over. Huge flash right there from Exalt. 3 for Silent and 2 for the Phoenix and Knights. Despite that opening kill going the way of Chariot with a good utility combination, they mopped things up there. Silent Astra entry. Absolutely huge right there. And for Silent too, Silent only got 5 kills the entirety of that down-to-earth matchup. Silent's got 3 right now.
How many?
He had 5 kills in the 15 rounds played against down-to-earth.
Well, maybe he was probably deady supporting that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like, you're full supporting at that point. Astra's not easy to play and frag out on. So
he was probably just playing RTS full time, if I had to guess. The rounds were over before he could exit the astral form. That being said, better opponents, I would say. You know, obviously, this is round 2 of the upper. They have proven their place here. Silence finding a nice double. Furthering is a kill count. Campion towards middle, finding core as well. As you expect, the pistols are kind of just being picked apart here. The Knights look so comfortable on their map pick of Ascent. Ziff finds that kill with the Ghost. It's just Reptar lurking up catwalk, but he has everyone defined, no information. And at this point, he's just going for some damage. I don't even think he knows what side it's on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Knights really knew either. At that point, they have a player on B, they have players on A. They could go wherever they wanted to. Decided to go with the bulk of the squad over towards A, and Reptar is just kind of locked out of things here. Maybe a lucky exit, but probably just going to bide time. And it will be a second round on the board for Knights. I don't think there'll be too much casualty going back the way of Chariot either. And Knights really stepping things up here in the first couple rounds. But then again, it's only the first couple rounds. So there is that to keep in mind too. We've only seen 2 rounds of Valorant so far. And Chariot have yet to hold on to the guns. So once those actually come out, once the playing field is leveled, we'll see who actually reigns supreme here. Bonus round looks to be coming through here from Knight. Spectres on 4, maybe a 5th, depending on what Ziff wants to do. Ziff could also just sit on a Ghost, which could be interesting.
He could buy a rifle and still have enough to buy next. He'll have 2,100 credits left in the bank with the Vandal.
And that's exactly what's going on.
So, very decent by all things considered. They can cut down the distance as they have towards A, specifically on their pistol round. I think they will have good success here. The question is, will Chariot let them get that far, or will they challenge earlier? That's a nice start. Nades coming in. What? As well. Campion, though, still finds one, and nearly the second. Reptar will get away, albeit barely. And we enter a very awkward 4 versus 4 as the rifles run away.
Eris getting aggressive. Your old CS boy gets caught off guard, does not clear the tiles. And receives a bullet to the side of the head. 4v3 now as Knights swarm onto the site. You know, Nate, there's one thing to be said. Chariots used to be heavy cavalry back in the ancient times in the Bronze Age. Knights took over that spot. And right now, it seems the shock cavalry of the medieval times is overpowering the Bronze Age.
History reference. Indeed, the Knights. They are outclassing their previous, I don't know, what would you call that?
Predecessors.
Predecessor, that's the word I was looking, not previous. And it will be a save from Chariot.
Weapon here.
As you'd expect, 4 versus 2. Core will find 1. That being said, rifles have been recovered from the Knights. It was a bonus round. They can accept casualties in this round. Exalt will get another 4th team. And Reptar can't even find 1. Silence gets a nice swing and furthers his kill count. Again, We're talking about how he had 5 total against Down to Earth. He's well past that at this point. He's sitting at 6 by round 3.
Campion almost snagged a second there, too. That would have been incredible. Eris just... That's unfortunate. That's all you can really say there.
Timing.
Yep.
And not doing his due diligence, clearing everything out. The lurk from the Knights. Again, the Knights look so comfortable. They're not going for these early commitments as a full group. They're letting a player lurk. They're maintaining control, and they're making sure that they can't be caught out by plays across the map.
Let's see what they can do here, though. Chariot. Sheriff's in hand. More like a stapler for core. See if we can staple anybody of the Knights to the wall. This Campion will wait for that flash to come through. And it comes, smoke down, and another one, a Nebula to block off the market players. Sheriff shots will ring out, but Ziff will double entry here as the rotations might be coming through, but Ziff still locking down mid, make it a triple, grabs the quad, and not the ace. Reptar will lock at least that away from the Knights. But it still seems... Whoa! Okay,
that was
Reptar.
Disgusting. Holy cow. What a shot. He can't get away, obviously. But still, a second kill in that situation with all those players crunching on him as they were. The best you can make of that situation. Getting a nice clip for the show reel. And of course, now another rifle buy for both teams.
Nice little Sheriff shuffle. Let's see if that can be replicated by Reptar on the rifles. If that's not possible, then, you know, I think Knights are going to gallop away into the sunset here. That shot, though. I'm gonna want to see another replay of that at least once more, because that was pristine. That was about as good as you can possibly get. We need to see more of that here from Chariot.
If they can do that consistently, they'll just skill diff. That's a skill diff shot right there.
100%.
Now, with that said, it's a slower round again. Knights kind of just mobbing up with a lurk elsewhere, holding the extremities. They want to take middle this time around. They want to keep Chariot guessing, and they don't want Chariot to be able to guess as to what play they're making based on previous rounds. Will be a run it back and an arrow. Stallin's caught out in this corner now. This is going to be incredibly difficult. He's going to have to use some utility in a desperate attempt to flee. That being said, DSR wants to prevent that exact play. Spam comes through. Stallin does find one, and in fact, he'll stay around in the smoke. He's trying to buy as much time as possible. He knows he's trapped in. That means the timing works perfectly as Exalt won't see him. There we go. That's a bit of an overcommitment. Core will get the trade, but Ziff is there to respond in turn. The neural theft is through. And it's an awkward 3 versus 2 as Knights slowly gain control of the A site. Plant will go down, and it's Eris. Try to retake through grass, and his teammate towards heaven. That being said, Ziff drops Eris. It's Reptar alone. He knows there's a flank. He'll drop that player, but now he has 2 more to contend with, and they're both right underneath him. He hears the reload. He'll go for the spam, but it won't quite connect as of yet. Nice flash. That being said, he has no idea they're both below.
And been chunked down to 47 HP through the fire and into the waiting arms of DSR, who shuts that one down. Hats off to our observer, Mel, too, for turning off the X-ray there and being fantastic throughout the last map and now this one early on, too. Mel, shout out to you. Thanks for doing what you do and being great at it.
Indeed. Seconded. That being said, I want to look at the scoreline. So, for Chariot, the player to watch, at least from their round 1 game, was Core. He had 32 kills in his game against Levitate. Stalin was struggling in that game as well. So, 2 players to show up to really give them a shot here would be both those players. That being said, Knights already up 5-0. They're going to continue to push towards long. The Sheriff of Crix doesn't quite connect. It will be Exalt to open things up. And again, this should be a round in favor of Knights. Campion finds a second into the side. I think Campion was actually dinged through the wall by that Sheriff shot. That's unfortunate. Down to 6, but still kicking. It's going to be undoubtedly at this point a 6th round for Knights. The question is, can Chariot find some rifles for the next round?
Doesn't look like in the early going. Ziff getting another one. Eris gets a head or a body shot, but it's a paltry amount of damage. And Reptar might have a judge, but should be victim of the Executioner's axe soon enough here. Well, maybe 1 kill. Perhaps a rifle now, but there's a couple players swarming in. Reptar! No. Shut down and put down. Knights 6-0 start. At what point, Nate, do we call this a runaway freight train? And at what point do we realize that Rock Bottom almost pulled things back from a very similar situation in our previous series today?
I was going to say the same thing, the exact same thing. I was just thinking in map 1 that we casted, when do we call it a runaway? And then we went to 11-13. So I'm not going to... Actually, you know what? We should. Because the caster's curse has been strong on this broadcast. If we call this a runaway, which at this point it has been, then we might just get a game.
Yep. The Knights are acting like the winged hussars right now.
Dominating. Again, comfortable. Mid-control completely being taken. Reptar and Catwalk might find a couple here. 1, 2. The third goes the way of Eris, and there we go. Finally, Chariot connects something. That's 3 kills. 4. It's nearly flawless. Silence might be able to find 1, but I'm dubious at best. Silence swinging in is spotted. No players to contend with. He'll find 1, but not the second. Reptar in towards short, finds the trade. A near flawless for Chariot, and their first round on the board.
Nate, what did we just say about the caster's curse?
Perfectly timed. Again, metagame is how you cast. And that is the definition of a metagame right there. Reptar on Catwalk, huge with the double. The third, the way of Eris. Very well done. Reptar is keeping his team in this game. He has 9 kills.
Reptar's styling out there. Reptar has just about double his teammates' kills. Almost double. Reptar's having a game right now. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, well, there's one. But look at the rest of the squad from Knights. They're rotating elsewhere on the map. They've tucked tail, and they've bolted their way towards A. In goes the dash. Campion up on top of the box. Hunter's Fury going to come through here from DSR, as there's only 3 players left for Knights. But the Hunter's Fury will find a tag, but not a kill. Counter Hunter's Fury coming in from core, looking to snipe somebody. Does not catch anything, though. It's going to have to be a stonewall defense from the Knights. But here's the thing. Cavalry is most useful on the attack, and let's see what they can do here to try and lock this down. Silent locked in, pops out the suck, but here comes Reptar and Eris charging down. DSR, the last alive. He said it was going to be a Sova show, and it's Core to sign his death warrant. 2 rounds now on the board for Chariot. The Knights starting to stall out a little bit. It's Chariot's wheels with all the momentum.
Upgraded the steel, baby. Those things are indeed stronger now and ready to roll over their opponents. Second round in a row on the board. Very similar to the first map we casted again, where the 0-5 streak was broken by 2 rounds in a row from Rock Bottom. So,
yep,
Chariot have an opportunity now. I think they need 2 more rounds to break the economy, and then we could potentially see an even half. That being said, what an awkward start to last round. The push towards middle was a good call. That being said, the meat to take, well read by the Knights, might I add, to go towards A was the very big factor there. Knights, though, did good on the retake. Or not Knights, excuse me. Chariot did good on the retake and got their second round on the board.
They really did, and Reptar's been that engine for Chariot so far. He's been the horse pulling it the whole way through. Let's see if Reptar can do a little more good work here. Eris has been that secondary, but it just really... Oh, there's Kirk's the first. Good double peek there onto Silent. Campion needs to get something done here. Way back into this round. Spots ahead, but it's Core to get DSR dead again. Core's winning that Sova duel, but here comes Campion. 1 on the Phantom, but not the second. Eris holds the line and holds it strong. Stylen was there for a trade as well. Exalt and Ziff. 2 good heavy hitters for the side of Knights, but here comes Eris holding it down. Only nut damage, but not a kill. And Ziff's actually dropped a neural theft. Dude, it's a 2v2. Things are turning on its head, and Knights could very well steal this back. Does Exalt have any heals? Does Exalt have something to heal? Oh, he has to run it back. That will work nicely, but can he get the information or even a kill? Exalt looking the wrong way. Does have the sound cue towards mid, I do believe, though. We'll jump in. We'll spot nothing. But that's still going to be up to 100 HP now for Exalt as the run it back runs out. Reptar leading the charge, has 2 curveballs, hot hands, and a wall. Full complement of utility. Ziff holding strong. Exalt has the flames as well, but Ziff, headshot onto Reptar. Exalt been spotted, but they can double swing here. They do just that, and the Knights combine. They help each other out and grab a second round, or a seventh, I should say.
Very well done from them, given the early kills going the way of Chariot. Now, I was about to compliment Chariot. They're letting the Knights play into them. That's as I was thinking about saying that. A nice double through the market comes through, and the Knights seize the opportunity. Very well done to get back on track. They now have 7 rounds, guaranteeing an advantage going into the second half. That being said, they're hungry. They can get up to 10 here.
Knights would love 10. That would make their lives so easy. Wow, what a pulse right there. That gets a lot of... I think that's information right there at the very least. That's a very well-placed pulse, regardless of it. And Reptar, he starts it off with a nice headshot onto Ziff. Eris, though, shut down by DSR. Campion, Blade Storm out, charging forward. Can the Kunai get any damage? Doesn't look like it just yet. Spike goes down, though. Back sight. As Knights look to hold on for an 8th. Move ever closer towards that double-digit scoreline. Stylen forced out as Campion swings through with the blades. Another right click, and it's 2 down. Core has to flip around. Reptar still in the area, too. 2v4 Chariot. They have 2 wheels. That one of those wheels could very well fall off the card very quickly and end their run in this round. The blade still out for Campion, still searching. Silent has eliminated Reptar. Campion will not have the blades, but Silence will have the finish, and Knights snag their 8th. 6 rounds separating these 2 teams, and I think only one more bye can really come out from Chariot here, should they lose this round.
I think this is their last hurrah. If they don't win this one, it's going to be a shoddy bye going into the last, and that surely spells disaster. Rifles across the board here. Actually, not even rifles. Stylen's on the Sheriff. So, desperate. He could get a Bulldog dropped if he really wanted one, but I think he's content with the pistol. It's going to be Vandals, a Sheriff, and a Phantom to try and hold things down. Crix has been struggling in this game. Hopefully he can wake up here and now. He is the Rays. Damage is the name of the game for that agent.
Have not seen the showstopper pop from the Rays just yet. Or if I did, it did nothing at all. I'm not really feeling that the Rays has made much of an impact. It's been the Phoenix and the Eris on the lockdown killjoy. Reptar, speaking of, gets actually fought back by the shock dart. But still, man advantage for Chariot. Good start, but can they build off of it? Knights have not really struggled too much when down a player. It's only when they get down 2 to 3 that things really start to spiral out of control for them. It's a stall out in mid, though. Where do they want to go?
45 seconds up. The spike looks to be going back around towards A long, perhaps. Again, the Cypher's the lurk. He's done so much towards the middle. Yeah, it will be an A, and there's nobody on A site proper, and it's instead a retake with 2 towards the grass area.
Left.
So this is a good read from the Knights. They will indeed get side control and the spike plant. The question is, can they hold off the retake with the man disadvantage? Showstopper finally popped to no effect. There we go. We talked about it. There it comes through. Plant will go down from DSR. Reptar, though, has found 1 in the meantime. 3 versus 5. As things slowly fall apart here for the Knights in the post plant.
Reptar has been a human showstopper so far. Turrets out, though. Silence close by, trying to quiet this retake. Kirks, though, opening kill, but here comes Silence! 1, 2, not the third. Exalt has to stand tall. 1v3 low HP players, and the run it back is popped. Exalt rather drops the hot hands up top, into the flames. Reptar goes, and Reptar snags the defuse. 22 points of health, Nate, and a 3rd round on the board. What an almost clutch from Exalt right there. Head on a swivel, human turret time. But not enough to grab the win. That run it back from Reptar. I think that's what saved him right there.
Reptar, again, bailing his team out. He has 14 kills. He's been doing work on the Phoenix, and with that, his team will have another rifle by going into the last round of this first half. A 4-8 half as possible.
Nate.
Yes?
Reptar has as many kills as the rest of his team combined.
Yes. Yes. That's been the theme of this game thus far, and it's going to continue. We have 2 SMGs, a Bulldog, and 2 rifles. A less than ideal buy, but still far better than it would have been had they lost the round. And a 4-8 half would be pretty good considering how difficult it was at the start here. Reptar nearly caught out by the aggressing Exalt. Oh, he will survive. Still an awkward 5 versus 5, as again, it's the classic 4-man mob towards the site for the Knights, and the 1-man lurk, this time towards Catwalk from the Cypher. Campion will dash into the site to start things off. Crixel will be the one to find the opening. Zip, the lurker taken out. That's a huge opening kill. And now the Knights will plant the spike, but they have no lurk towards the Catwalk. That makes things incredibly awkward here.
But they do have the Hunter's Fury from TSR. The Cosmic Divide goes up 2 to force the Chariot players away and block off any sound cues. In goes a shock dart. That's a perfect shock dart. Ooh. And a second, too. Look at that damage. Campion with 1, Core with a trade with a recon bolt. Will reveal positions. Exalt drops the Sova. 3v2 now in the favor of Knights as the cavalry charge might just come to a win. Silence stuck by Stylin, but it will be Silence to finish it off in the 1v1 in the red, but not dead. 9-3 half for the Knights. It's Reptar, despite his best efforts, has not been able to carry Chariot to further more rounds.
Very well done. That's the second time in a row, if I'm not mistaken, that the Astra played that close angle in the post flank. Very well done to lock things down. In the end, though, it is going to be a very, very one-sided affair in the first half. The Knights with a convincing lead going into the second here.
Very convincing indeed, but we saw a very similar score line, and by similar I mean identical. Almost an identical way this whole half played out to our last map here between Teal Team and Rock Bottom. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu vibes coming through here, Nate. Let's see how the pistol goes. If it's a 1v3 won by Chariot, I'm probably just going to walk up and go away because then I've seen it all.
Sorry, bro. Ooh, Reptar starts things off. That being said, there's a triple stack for Catwalk from the Knights. Exalt as well will drop the player pushing through middle. Now the swing will come in. Reptar finds 2. Reptar finds all 3 coming through the Catwalk. It's Exalt alone towards middle, and he'll be taken out by Stylin. Chariot off the back again of Reptar. Pick up a critical pistol round. Still down by 5, but not out by any means. Very well done once again from Reptar. We cannot stop singing his praises as he keeps his team alive here. He has 18 kills. He's top of the server, let alone his team.
Yep, 1 kill less than the rest of his team combined now, so not entirely better than the whole team combined. Reptar, come on, man, what are you doing? You gotta be literally your whole team as one player. That's what we expect, nothing less. In all seriousness, though, Reptar with a massive round right there to make sure Chariot was able to roll over the Knights in that round. Gonna be looking for more. As, well, Campion's actually going to open things up. Exalt gets a second. Oh, no, not like this, Chariot. Eris strikes one back. Reptar is still alive as well. But this is not looking good, Nate. That's a very, very bad way to start. An anti-eco is getting caught by 2. Now here's more damage as guns have been picked up for the Knights. Reptar spraying and Campion's gone. And Reptar might be bringing some stability here to the Chariot squad, but here comes Silence. Here's a flash, a curveball. There it goes. Hot hands, but Reptar's domed. Reptar's deleted. And oh no.
Things get awkward here. It's Crix and it's Eris. Again, Eris, the new player to this team, a very young team in general. Cypher Cam is here, as is the contact from Silence. Crix will stay alive for the time being, and the spike will go down, but again, it's the advantage for Knights. As both players are now isolated on the site, they'll just rely on team play and superior weaponry to get this done. That being said, the Knights will do the same in terms of man count. Eris will find the first. It's Ziff and it's Silence. They're both lit. This is most assuredly doable. And with that, Crix will line them up. He'll find both kills. He'll find a 5th round for Chariot. And they will stick it out and win it. That being said, a very dicey round against 4 classics and a sheriff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was not a good buy from the Knights, but they made things work. Good hold there by Crix to really finish that off, though, out towards door. And only 4 rounds now separating these 2 teams, but Knights are on a full buy, and Chariot's on a bonus. This is where things get very scary for Chariot, too, is Eris is on a friend. Surely Eris gets something more than the frenzy, right? 5K in the bank? No. Okay. Look at Campion getting so aggressive, too. This is a very risky spot, but it's a free kill, and that's Reptar, the first victim. Not going to follow up onto a second. That's Core with the Spectre to trade things out, but takes a lot of damage there. Core, Silent, and Ziff getting aggressive. Crick's the next victim. Ziff has one for his name on the side so far. Core's going to come back looking for more. Has the Recon Dart, which is destroyed, but they know now where DSR is hiding. His position has been revealed. Now goes a Nano Swarm. DSR, though, on his exit, will snag one more. 3v2 as Silence shuts down Eris. All left onto Stylen now. Worming out on towards the A site. Revealed by the camera. And the spike at the feet of the Knights. The hooves trampling the ground. It is, yeah. There's really no way back into this one.
Heroics, skill diff, that's really the only option going forward. There's smoke on Catwalk, bars entry, or at least a decent entry, and again, it'll go down once more.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left, Stylen has to go through this at this point, and again, full plethora of players present and ready. Pushing through, he'll try to ice with the one-on-one, but it will be Ziff holding it range from the tiles area to find the kill. Double digits for Knights, and the first rifle round 1. That combined with the heavy damage in the previous round means that Chariot
This is a nice spot.
less than ideal buy here. They have the SMG only, the Spectre on Stylen, and light armor on Core.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I'm surprised Campion and DSR haven't really gotten anything in terms of weaponry yet. Campion is the blades. That makes sense now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, DSR has the Phantom drop, and Campion with the blades been very effective with those so far, but Chariot, I would say we're getting towards the critical rounds now for the squad. I would say that they really need to be able to win these rounds. They need to be able to at least win 2-3 more rounds before Knights grab an 11. Or else things could get very, very out of control, and Knights could run away with this one. Good work by Campion, though. Look all the way down towards bottom mid. The first free kill. All the sound cues now for Ziff as the Suck will keep the Roomba from cleaning him out. Oh, Cricks. You just got lucky. And look at the flank from Campion continuing this. They're not aware, Nate. They are completely unawares right now. Their pants are right down. But Campion, okay, that stabilizes things. Might get the ace here. And indeed, it's the blades. A bit messy out towards tiles. But that doesn't matter. That's for the cleanup crew to handle. Campion's ace grabs the Knights in 11.
That's a massive ace. I think that's a flawless round as well. Does miracles for their economy. Shuts down the economy of the attackers in turn. And at this one, I feel like it might just be over. After a round like that, a flank from the Blades. Technically a player on only a classic Campion. At this point, I think closing it out with that dominant performance on the flank from Jet. 11-5, it's pistols for Chariot. And they're backs against the wall here.
Look at that damage dealt into Stylen too, and Exalt might just push behind this. Indeed he does, and that's a free kill. Knights a get up a man now as the cat push is going to come through, but it should be met with heavy resistance. Exalt the first, DSR coming in, curveballs through. Hot Hands being trying to counter, but blind DSR still, and that's a kill. Reptar has to try and do what he can, but Campion has dealt with everybody else. Exalt will shut down Reptar. A flawless round. They did lose one in the round prior on that 5k with blades, but this one is indeed flawless and puts Knights on match point here to secure their spot in the playoffs here at the Cookout.
Very, very close at this point to just outright shutting it down. It is one more rifle buy from Chariot, but it's going to be difficult. Reptar has to come in huge. He can't go for those aggressive plays because those are too easily caught out. And Knights, looking at the scoreboard, everybody's hitting their shots except DSR. He's kind of more so playing support. He is Sova after all. But everybody is pulling their weight for the most part here. Run it back has been activated for the side of the Knights as Campion gets aggressive on the catwalk. The Hunter's Free as well finds lots of damage. That being said, Chariot do come out on top of the initial duels. 1 man advantage, 4 versus 3 towards the B main.
But Ziff still lives, and so does Silence. Silence been a rock so far on Astra for Knights, and Reptar's going to activate the run it back, but gets caught out. Oh, that's a huge kill from Eris out lurking in mid. Silence has been shut down. This should bring it to a 6th round on the board, especially now that it's all left on the shoulders of Ziv. We need an ace to pull this back. The ace is not to be. And Chariot will live to fight another day. But the Bronze Age is showing the resilience of the metal. They're going to try and hammer back their blade and hope the Edge can stay strong long enough to bring this to overtime. But it's a long, long road back to even a close scoreline, Nate.
Yes, it is. This is virtually insurmountable, because if the Knights do one different quirky thing, it just catches them off, it's over. That's what's so difficult about facing map point with so many rounds remaining. Campion doing something that might just be quirky and catch them off. It's an operator on the board. The peak will come in. He will get dinked, so by God's grace, the shot lands and prevents the operator entry from coming through. That being said, it's still a 5 versus 5. As the players fall away.
No information gained really by the drone, but Exalt will swing, and Core will be now 6 feet under. Good start for the Knights there, but that damage still sits on their side. And I'm looking at the Jet on 10 HP. That's really what's making things a little rough right now. DSR looking for info. And I think that there's going to be an ult spam out towards the A side here, Nate. Lockdown could be prepped here by Chariot. They have a Cosmic Divide. There goes that lockdown. Cosmic Divide in effect as well as a Showstopper. Let's see what they decide to throw. Silence just around the edge of that lockdown orb. Exalt's going to sit in it. And he's going to get one for what his trouble. Silence will actually grab a second. The spikes dropped on A, and right now it's all coming crashing down. Chariot do grab one back. That's Stylen, but they need a little more, and Reptar is here to try and even the score line. Bring it to a 3v3. Curveball out, but Reptar's dropped. Silence shuts him down, and DSR will quiet Chariot as the Knights run.